Not gonna forget to record this time.
How's it going? Good.
I'm gonna be standing there, Paul.
Yeah,
Sitting over there.
Yeah.
You're joining? The
Huh?
Zoom?
No,
It just admitted you.
that's creepy. That's really creepy.
Yeah.
I'm texting someone on email right now. Or not texting, email.
That's a neat trick.
That is a neat trick.
And you're not on camera, so.
My daughter was in Zoom
It's kind of
class.
creeping me
I
out.
know, my daughter was in Zoom class for college and somebody had hijacked other people's things and came on. And
Yeah.
People do have baby monitors.
Yeah, and that's nuts.
Like you can have a Wi-Fi baby monitors, like talking like the child stuff.
Kind of crazy there, Bert.
Another level.
Well, look at you, all prepared.
I did all my
Kind of bugging
homework.
me.
Yeah, I know there was no homework, but I gave myself homework.
You forgot.
I
Yes,
printed
that's
the blank
yours.
sheet. I printed.
Something.
Hi, Coraline.
Good morning.
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good. There you go.
I'll take one.
Is your computer working without you?
Do you want me to kick you
got
out?
one? The worksheet?
Yeah. I printed one.
You got one?
Yeah.
That is kind of weird. Who's logged in as Bert? Well, I got mine right here. See, and I even filled it out.
Oh, good.
Partially.
How's it look? Can you even get back there to see?
Good.
And the angles, all right? It's got everybody over here too?
No.
No, I don't look at
The angle, the
The
lens
two.
isn't wide enough.
Not wide
So
enough
it's
to.
like basically just like you and Andy.
No, then Andy needs to move.
What about putting in that back corner
That'd be better because then Andy.
behind the gong?
Then I can move over here.
That
Yeah,
might
and
work.
then Andy would
Yeah.
be in there, that'd be better.
Or try putting it on top of the,
On top of the gong.
top
What
of
is
the
the story on
sink.
the gong? I've never seen anybody use the gong.
You know what? It's going down the northeast. Janelle doesn't like it here.
Why not?
Thinks it doesn't fit.
She afraid that I'm gonna bang on it?
You'll never see behind it though, would you? We'll see. Try putting it back to ground, pushing it on. I don't know, this is something we came up with. To help. Okay. What do we got in? Sarah, you got one? 14?
I'm gonna be directly on the camera.
You got a worksheet? What do we got in Zoom land?
Well, we're still trying to figure out who Burke is.
Yeah, why is Burke on?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Who's logged in as Burke on Zoom land?
I'm gonna mess with somebody else next time. Put my name up, someone else's name.
33.
10:13. The one that's,
You should unmute me. See if anything comes
Yeah.
through.
Make somebody talk. Somebody call him Burke.
Been calling on Burke.
Oh my God, it's you? It's Nicole.
What?
It's Nicole. She's on Berks. She's at the office here just dying.
What is that? Was she on the desktop over there?
She's on the desktop, yeah. so-
Okay,
Oh, I thought you just changed your name, because you can make your name show.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
yeah.
Funny.
I don't even remember ever using the desktop.
How's that angle?
It's like
Okay, that makes you feel better.
That's fine. So we're not getting-
But do we need to get him? Because we got him on camera over there.
You just said you'd have to edit off 2 videos then.
Yeah,
Oh, you're videoing on there.
Is that all right?
It might take a little longer, but.
But I mean, I'm just thinking about for your tips of the week next week.
Well, it'll just be snippets, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I ask a question and then they answer.
I'd say get more in the back room.
Yeah, so like you get to use that when you get that. With the room. Plus 12 on, plus
Yeah.
12 on there.
13.
So we have 100 agents at our office and we have 25 in business planning. Which is good. You know what I mean? And it's just like the most frustrating thing. When you're trying to plan, you're in real estate. Just think about if you own that small business. Now we use the flower shop, auto repair shop, and you own that, and you're going into the upcoming year. And maybe you're struggling and you're figuring out, hey, can we keep our doors open this year? Are we gonna have to cut back on marketing? Are we gonna have to cut back on help? You know, because maybe you didn't have such a great year or whatever. And you want to go in and you want to make a plan for the coming year. You know, you own a small business, right? You really need to plan. You need to plan for what are you gonna buy for materials, what your overhead's gonna be. Or business is good and you're expanding your business. You know, can you take on a bigger space or hire another mechanic or somebody to make flowers for you, you know? So, and unfortunately in our industry, we don't always plan in the real estate industry. And it's such a big part. Sherry, you got a worksheet?
No.
So yeah, this is so important. And I'm glad for all you 25, 26 that are here. And
That is so true, Jake.
it's crazy that we don't have way more on there than that. I'm not.
It's Sharika.
Oh. 80-20, yep, 80% of business by 20% of the agents, exactly. So you are 20% of the agents that are gonna bring in 80% of the income this in 2022. How's that sound?
Awesome.
All right, so let's look at it that way. You're 20%, which is right on the number. Yeah, on 25, we got 25%, you're gonna bring in 80% of the income. So here's our message. If everybody's gonna be watching this, it's not on the video. So for the rest of you that aren't with us today, you are the 80%ers, the 75%ers that are gonna bring in 20% of the income next year. So boo-hoo on you. Maybe you'll join next time. Okay, so just to recap, let's talk a little bit about the 17th and the 23rd. So we should have put it at the same time to make it a lot easier to remember. The 17th is at 10:30 because it's a month from today. That's the mastermind that we always do 2 weeks after a synergy session. So that's gonna be at 10:30 on the 17th.
We can adjust the Tuesday training too.
I don't want to change it right now because it's been advertised out there and everything like that. So the following Tuesday on the 23rd, we're doing it as part of our normal Tuesday tech training, whatever we, you know, what we normally have that time slotted. And that would be at 11 o'clock on the 23rd. Okay, so same in-house and on Zoom. All right, so we get rolling on those, and the first one will probably be 2 hours. The first one I would say is probably 10:30 to 12:30. The second one on Tuesday, I would budget for probably 3 hours on that one. If those that have been through this before, we get rolling really good on that last one. Because what we're starting with today is your workbook. Today you're putting all your stuff together. And then I'll be sending out the workbook to you the first part of November. And the workbook is what we'll follow through for our business planning clinic on those 2 days. And you'll be filling in a whole bunch of information. We're going to be going through. The beginning is kind of talking about your business. What does a snapshot of your business look like? Okay. You know, where does the business come from? What are your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats? We call that SWOT patrol. And what are the things that we got? You know, it's pretty funny. We look back a year ago. Did we have any clue 2021, the threats that we had in 2021 were going to be there? We didn't have a clue, did we? We didn't have a clue. We didn't have a clue Open Door and Zillow were going to be as big a players as what they are. We didn't have a clue that might have been Shift Real Estate or Minnesota Home Guides or Wall on Real Estate or some of the discount brokers that showed up out there were going to be as big a presence as what they are. We didn't know that for sale by owner was going to be as big a deal, right? We didn't know that. I see more facilitator agreements this year than I've seen in my history in 1 year. So, I mean, those are a lot of threats that we had no clue that were going to be ahead of us, right? And they're real threats, and we're going to have to think about those for 2022. But I got some really good ideas how to combat them. And it's going to be that proactive stance, and it kind of goes hand in hand with everything we've been preaching about, raising the bar of professionalism in real estate, raising our bar, setting us ahead of everybody else, us being proactive, us instead of being reactive, us being more professional, us. And one of them is going to be, we're going to talk about that. And that's kind of the bonus part of production that I put down here for 2022 is some 22 bonus transactions from our business planning clinic and stuff like that. So, so we're going to spend some time with talking about that. So just preparing you the last day of our business planning on the 23rd. I want you to walk away. Sarah's been through this. Walk away with, this is how many appointments that I have to go on each month of the year in 2022 for you to reach your financial goals. Breaking it down into appointments. You know, we even break it further down. We break it down into how many people do you have to have in your sphere. Okay, so for every 12 people in your sphere, you should have 2 close it, right? 12? 24, I'm sorry, 24. For every 24 people in your sphere, you should have 2 closings coming from them, okay? Some are repeat buyers, some are first-time buyers, some are gonna refer somebody to you. But for every 24 people that are in your sphere, you should have 2 closings out of that. But Sarah, do you remember thinking about how many appointments did you have to go on to reach your financial goals? Do you remember those numbers at all? It was like 3.2 a month. I thought 3.2 a month.
Oh.
Yeah, because if you went to 3.2 a month, you were going to get right about 3 appointments a month, and you're going to close 75% of them, which is 2.5 out of there, so that it hits your 30 listings. You know, when you're going to break it down into the appointments that you have to go on, you know. So for those, you know, we need to know, are you listing heavy? Are you buy side heavy? You know, are you working more with buyers or working more with sellers? For Alex and Naya, you guys are building houses, you know, so how many people do you have to get coming in the door on an open house in order to get a build job out of them? You know, you got to kind of think at things a little bit differently and how you do that. But then we're going to do that on day 2 of the business planning clinic on the 23rd. And then we're going to go and we're going to put up, have everybody go up and put down, where is their business going to come from? You know, what are they going to be doing in 2022 that's different than now, maybe? Maybe they're going to concentrate on garage sales. You know, you can go hit every single garage sale that's out there. I guarantee if you hit garage sales, you probably spend all your commissions on what you're going to buy at the garage sale, but you're going to find a whole lot of people that are selling their house. And typically it's not right now. So you might be able to get into a garage sale and find them that are thinking about selling next year or in 6 months or whatever. They're decluttering. Okay. They haven't got to the point of wanting to talk to an agent yet. But you know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of different things like that. There'll be a list up on the wall of 70 to 80 different things, different ways for you to find business. And then you're going to go put your name up to 4 or 5 of them. And that's going to be what we're going to hold you accountable for, is to concentrate on that type of business going forward. And what those things are going to look like, I'm going to put up what we did last year and compare it to this year. It's going to look different because where we got business from last year is going to be different than where we're going to get it in 2022. So, okay. All right. So what we're going to start with is the worksheet. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to disclose what I've done in 2021. I didn't go back to 2020 because I had a team at the time and it wouldn't be fair, but I'm going to disclose what I personally did in 2021. And we're going to follow that thing along. So if you want to open up that Excel spreadsheet and you're going to be responsible for typing we're gonna look at what my production is, and you guys will follow along. You may not know what yours is at yet, where you're at in 2021 or 2020. But I did mine in 3 minutes. So where did I find that information out?
One zone.
One zone, you can find it there for sure. And one zone is gonna tell you where you're at. I did it on, I just pulled MLS. So I just put my code in on sales side, listing side, then I put a code in for buy side. I only got like 2 buy sides. But I put that information in to find out. And the reason I did that was I could go through each one of them and know what if it's a listing, I knew what my commission was. So it helped me. The one thing, one zone, you're gonna find out exactly what your total commission is, which is good. And then you figure out what your total sales were and divide it. Then you can find out what your average commission was. Okay. So Wendy, what's your average? Did you figure out yet what your average commission was?
I did, but mine has like my expenses out because I use one zone.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's like 2.52.
Okay. And it's okay to have that. It's totally okay to take your transaction fee out of there.
Yeah.
So that's fine to do
Well, I have
that. To do it
that
that
plus
way.
my marketing and Amy, all that's out of.
Okay, the transaction coordinating, listing
Yep.
coordinating, and that's okay too.
Yep.
You know, get that stuff out of there right away, because otherwise you're gonna take it out of there as part of your expenses when we do our actual spreadsheet. So it came out to what then?
2.52.
2.52, okay, good. Anybody else know what yours is?
2.5.
2.5, okay, Sarah, any idea what yours is?
No, I'll do it next week.
Okay, did anybody else do it, know what it is? Corey, you know what yours is? Oh, okay. So again, you're just gonna take what your total GCI is. If you're using one zone, again, it's gonna take your transaction fee out. It's gonna take your transaction coordinating, listing coordinating. If you're using those services, it's gonna take that out of there. And that's fine. Get that out of there right now. If not, you're gonna have to factor it in as part of your expenses when we do the spreadsheet on the 23rd. Okay, so first thing, and I had no clue I did this much business in 2021. But with what I have sold and in escrow right now, 21 total closings. Dave, you want to put that underneath that? Total volume 9,436,496. So your broker is a $10 million producer, part-time. I was not trying, was I, Amy? No, the phone just rang. Average sale price, 449,357. And we're going to talk about, it's one of the ways we're going to increase your bonuses. We're going to talk about ways to raise your average sale price. So we're going to spend a lot of time talking about that. Total commission dollar, 286,690. So that's my GCI, and that one is before transaction fees, listing coordinating, transaction coordinating, that kind of stuff. So that's my gross. And the commission percentage I'm at is right at 3%. Because out of 21 transactions, 19 were listings. Two were buy sites. Okay. So source, I have Amy, I'm putting yours with mine because one of them was your sphere. 2 of them were your sphere. But I'm just going to put sphere on 18 of them. And 3 of them were referral. Joanne.
So when you are talking average sale price and total commission percentage, are you averaging your listings and your buys?
Yeah, I went and took, I did it a little bit differently. What I ended up doing was I pulled the addresses and list prices and sold prices off of the MLS. And then I went through each one of them, and I just remember I charged 6% commission. There was a couple of upper bracket ones that I went to 5.5%. There was 3 of those. And then there was 2 buy sides at 2.7%. And then I just did a spreadsheet on it and averaged it out at 3%.
Okay, yeah, no, I do a spreadsheet. I have all of these numbers easily, but the average sale price then is for both buy side and sell side.
Yep,
and average there?
exactly. And, you know, I mean, it's pretty, when you go through, when we do the spreadsheet on day 2 with business planning, you're going to be able to break it down. Is anybody buy side, does anybody know what their commission rate was on buy sides? Are you 2.7% or is it a little lower this year?
Mine was lower because I had facilitators built in.
Get some
there.
facilitators in, okay. So, I mean, there has been some 2.5 payouts, right? Maybe a 2.4 here and there or something like that. So some of those you're just gonna have to figure out where you at. So yeah, when you're figuring out 2020 and 2021 numbers, be interesting to share that when we get into business planning and see where you're at. So unfortunately, I'd love to say that this is going to end in 2022, but I don't see that. I do feel it's gonna get back up there in a couple of years from now. It's anything else, it's supply and demand, you know, when the buy side is so heavy and the listing side is low, it's going to shift. When this shifts to sales side heavy, and we're looking at inventory that's been on a market for 3 months, the Zillow offers and open doors are gone. They're gone. Okay, so the Wallas of the world are gone too. Okay, so they're all going after buy side. The buy side commission is going to come back up again. So it's cyclical. I've seen this several times before in the past. So did that answer your question, Joanne?
Yes, I just figured mine out. Mine was 2.82 this
You
year,
are going
but
to need to know both of them.
yeah,
When we do it together in the spreadsheet on the 23rd, it'll average it out to, like I said, with mine at 3%. Okay. So I want to hear some of everybody else's numbers. What do you got there, Wendy? You want to share your 2020 and 2021?
Sure. For 2020, I had 14 transactions for a volume of 4.484. Average sale was 320. Total commission was 112, and 2.51 was my commission percent.
Okay.
This year, 22 transactions, 6.696 volume, 304 is my sales price draft. Total commission 169 and 2.52.
0.52% the same.
Yeah.
Your numbers are, transactions are up and your volume's up, which is going to be automatic that you're not automatic, but pretty much your average sale price is going to come down. What do you attribute to? Because you're up 30%.
Yeah, like 33, I think.
Yeah, 33%.
I just am really focused and committed to doing like my mailings. I'm doing them every single month and I'm spending a lot of money, but I did get 2 deals from them this year.
Okay.
For my farm, which is good. All the rest of my business, 20 out of my 22 was either Sphere past clients or referrals. So that was really fun to look at.
Yeah.
I am very good about touching them every month.
Do you have it broken down 2020 versus 2021? What percentage came from Sphere versus referrals versus outside or?
No, I can do that though.
Yeah, you don't have to do it right now, but think about that.
Yeah.
And because that would really give you a snapshot. So overall, you ran your business like a business in 2021.
I did. Yeah.
More than you did in 2020.
I did.
You were a little more reactive. in
I was a little
2020.
bit more focused.
Focus, which is more proactive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I've circled myself around some gals out of the office that have been really good about keeping me on track too.
Yeah,
So that's been really helpful.
yeah.
So thank you, ladies, if you're listening.
You also, what I noticed when you needed to find a house and there wasn't houses available, you did some circle prospecting.
I did.
Yeah.
Mailings to a neighborhood that I knew my client would like and
Yeah,
was able to get that to come
that was
through.
successful.
Mhm.
Deb Norgard, same thing. She did that several
Yeah.
times and they found houses that way.
Yeah.
And that's really what they're hiring you for, you know, it's not just to go out and show them a house. They can call the listing agent to do that, right? You can find anybody to do that. So you would, as a realtor, your job is to find houses for the people that they can't find on Zillow or DynaRealty.com or whatever else.
Mhm.
Oh, cool. Anybody else got your numbers from 2020 and 2021 that you want to share?
I have mine, Paul.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I don't have any numbers for 2020.
Why
Um,
not? Right?
That's when I got started. It was a little bit of
I
a.
know, I'm teasing you.
Okay, so 2021, 9 transactions, 6 closed, 3 in pending status right now. Total volume, 2,060,000. Average sales price, which I'm really excited to hear what you have to say about increasing that and getting myself a pay raise, was 228. And then total commission, my gross was 55,713. And then my sources where I had 4 from the sphere and 5 referrals. I don't know what
Wow.
average commission percentage is. I missed how you calculate that.
Okay, so you probably were all, did you have any listings in there?
No listings.
All buy side. So do you remember any that were less than 2.7%?
0.
Okay, yeah, so you're probably 2.7%, and then that's the easy one to know what your buy side is gonna be. That, like I said, it always was 2.7%. And then if we, just to get you approximate numbers, the question I always pose, are you a 5.5%er or are you a 6%er? And I am diligent on 6%, right, Sarah?
Yeah.
Sarah used to get hard at when she'd come in with one that was less than 6. Because we're good enough, we can get 6. Everybody in this company is good enough to get 6. And if you're confident and you know your scripts, you'll get 6%. Okay, so you get 3.3% on a 6%er. And if you get 2.7% on a buy side, if you're 50-50, your average rate is 3%. Okay, if you're running 65% on listing sides and the 2.7 on buy sides, you're gonna be 3.15%. So just it gets you very, very close for doing production and stuff like that. Okay. Joanne, you know your numbers. Talked about 2020 and 2021 production.
Yeah, I know my numbers. I have a spreadsheet. Last year I had 12 transactions plus 1 referral, and I was at 3.3 million. My average sale price was about 274. Total commission was 74. And then my total commission percentage average was 3.03. And then this year I have 12 closed, 2 pending, 4.14 for volume. Average sale price is 296, so that's up. Total commission is 110, and total commission percentage is 2.82. So I had more listings last year.
Yeah.
So commissions.
Do you account that as to your raise in sale prices is listings?
Say again?
You had more listings last year, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that's the reason sale price is up, or is it more because
my average
our
sale
sale
price
prices
was
are
up? No, I just had a couple new construction this year,
Okay.
and those are super high.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. Oh, cool. Thanks for sharing. Where did we hear it on the news last night? I'm trying to remember who. Goldman Sachs estimated in the United States, average sale prices for 2022 will be up 16%. So it's a repeat. I really believe the springtime is going to be an absolute repeat of what we had this past springtime. It's going to be a shit show. It will be.
Zillow also said that they're stopping buying until the end of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, and then what the reason is that they can't find the help to get the houses ready. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I think it's a shift in the market, and that's what they do. They conveniently decide not to buy. So at some point, there'll be an asterisk on Mr. Lindahl's website that says, the guaranteed offer is suspended at this time until further notice. How convenient, right? How convenient. Do we get to do that as agents? No, we don't get to pick and choose when we shut off our business or anything like that. But business doesn't stop for us, so it's kind of convenient. Okay, anybody else got your numbers, something you want to share? 2020 or 2021 or both? Anybody here?
This is Katie, I'll share.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm in the car and my inspection ran late, don't have my numbers in front of me, but my biggest, I was excited because 2019 and 2020 were almost identical for me. I had 31 transactions and $10 million in sales with like a 2.5 average. And that's with my transaction fees and all that stuff in there, so it's probably not super accurate, but I saw a huge jump, specifically in average home prices. I went from 320 in 2020 to 400 in
Oh,
2021.
nice.
Yeah, and so I'm at 34 transactions for 2021 with 13 million, and my GCI jumped from 230 to 300.
Nice. Oh my gosh. Fantastic. Great year.
That's
Great
all
year.
because of sale prices for sure. So
Yeah, for
those higher
sure.
sales prices make a big
What do you
difference.
think? Did you do anything different on your marketing or your commitment or, concentration at all in how, I mean, granted, the sale price is up 10% because our sale price is up 10%, but you're up higher than that. You're up
Yeah,
40%.
I'm all sphere and referral based, and with my business just continuing to establish, I think that that'll just be where I stay. And so I
Yeah.
am all about nurturing relationships, doing things for my clients, going above and beyond that way. I don't farm. I don't spend a ton of time marketing. I'm terrible. You guys would die. I don't even have a high functioning CRM. Most of mine is done on, Facebook and word of mouth. And so I'll just continue to do that because it's paid dividends for me for sure.
Excellent. Cool. Yeah. You've been in business 3 years?
3 years.
Huh?
3 years, yes.
3 years. 3 years. Joanne was asking. 3 years. Great job, Kate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else in Zoom land want to jump in on your numbers?
I can go quick. I've
Yeah,
got
go ahead,
some of
Kim.
my numbers. This is Kim. I've got 14 total transactions, just under 5 million. Commission average surprisingly is 3%. I was a little bit surprised at that because in rural America, the commissions are not 2.5. You're lucky to get 2.5. You celebrate the 2.5s. I've gotten 2.25. Just a little bit different out here in rural America.
I'm more on buy sides though, right?
Yes, on the buy side, yes.
But you were listing heavy, weren't you, last year on the 14?
Yes. Yep. Yes. And then I had a couple of referrals and stuff in there too. But yes.
Okay. So what do you typically charge on total commission on listing sides then?
I would say between for listing 2.8 to what am I saying? Not 2.8, 3, between 5.8 and 6%. Yes.
Yeah, 5.5 to 6%. And then you're
Yep.
paying out probably 2.5.
Yes.
But
Yep.
that's the going rate up in, she's in Alexandria. That's the going rate up there.
Right.
It's 2.5%. Sometimes less than that. Wisconsin, we're seeing a 2%. Okay.
I know I've had a couple
Amy-
2%. Yeah.
Amy showed one from was $2,000. Was the bike?
We saw it on MLS. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
But no, I said, no, you
I'm not promoting
showed it to me. Showed it to me. Yeah, it was it was $2,000 that they're paying on the buy side. So yeah, that's one thing is if you're paying out 2.5%, you're putting a little bit more money in your pocket too.
Right.
And just to reiterate to everybody, we don't allow that. So we're advertising on MLS, it has to be 2.7%. So Kim, what was the mix of listings and buys?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buys and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sells. So I guess I'm pretty even.
Cool, we hear 50-50. Okay. Kim, second year in business?
Yes. Yep.
How's that for a second year in business?
And part-time.
And part-time, yeah.
Remember
you
that.
got a full-time job?
I still have a full-time job. Yes.
What's your title?
I'm a global IT director for Cargill. Yeah.
So yeah, beyond the full-time job, right? And she did that part-time. Good job, Kim.
Thank you.
Good job. Thanks for sharing. Anybody else on Zoom land? Okay, let's talk about 2022. All right. We're not going to sit down and do this as an exercise right now in looking at production. I'm going to give you mine. Okay, just because we've got the spreadsheet up there. So if you'll zoom down to 2022. So what is my production goals for 2022? I'm going to I don't want to do as many transactions as they did last year, so I'm gonna break mine down to 12 transactions. I'm going to do average sale price of 500,000. So we're doing 6 million in volume.
Can I ask why you don't want to do as many transactions?
Because I'm gonna spend more time teaching you guys how to sell more houses. And when I'm doing 21 transactions, I can't. There's a couple months in there that I have way too much going on. Yeah, way too much going on.
Keep the stress levels low.
Yeah, and I had some stressful ones this year. I got a stressful one right now. I was doing electrical walkthrough this morning with the client, and it's a stressful one. So I know that I'll be at 3% commissions. So we've got 180,000 in full commission, 3%. Okay. Now I want to talk about, so you guys can sit and take a look at that. You got to factor in now. If you want to wait and do it on the spreadsheet that we do it on the 23rd, that's totally okay too. But what I want you, there's only about 3 things that you need to know. And the number one thing is, what dollar amount of money are you bringing home to mama or papa? Okay, so how much money are you bringing home for your family? So after marketing expenses, automobile expenses, taxes, your transaction fees, listing coordination, all that kind of stuff, what is your net you're bringing into your household? Okay, so that's the biggest thing you got to find out. Got to know what that is when you're setting our goals for 2022. So you can write those down, just use this as a worksheet right now to do that. Okay, then you got to figure out what is your average sale price. So Alex and I, what's your guys' average sale price you figure in 2022, just off the top of your head? Because you're gonna
6 to 7.
Yeah, because you're gonna be doing some sphere, right? We kind of talked about that a little bit. You'll have a few of those, and you're gonna have some $900,000 new constructions. Yeah, so somewhere in that $600,000 to $700,000 range. Okay, what's your average sale price? Okay, so what I want you to do is we're gonna spend some time talking a little bit about how we're gonna bring up that average sale price. So, and one Lux is one of the ways we're gonna do that. Okay. But also some different marketing stuff that we're going to do too. So you got to figure out what is your average sale price, and then the next thing you got to know is you got to know what is your expenses. You know, what are you paying? Are you incorporated? If you're incorporated, you should be paying out not more than 15% in taxes. If you're not incorporated, you're going to spend 30% in taxes. So you got to know what your taxes are. You got to figure out what are you writing off. You're probably writing off your vehicle, your maintenance on your vehicle. You got to figure your marketing expenses. Rule of thumb is you should be looking at 10% of your GCI you should be spending on marketing. And like I told Kirsten, why am I bringing my production down? Because I'm going to work on helping you guys get your production up. That's my commitment. And how we do that is I need you to invest in your business. We're going to spend some time talking about that. We're going to do some investing in your business. So that's going to come out of your marketing budget. You need to set up your marketing budget. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Quick question. Did you say maintenance on your vehicle is a write-off?
Oh yeah, your oil, gas, your oil changes, your tire rotations, your car washes.
Getting your car fixed?
Well, you could, yeah, it depends on if you're depreciating on mileage or are you, if you're leasing your vehicle, that you can depreciate that differently. If you bought your vehicle or if you're doing mileage. So it just depends. I mean, everybody's going to be a little bit different on that. I used to be mileage, but not driving anymore. So now I'm just depreciating the price of the vehicle plus my maintenance and everything.
Got it.
So desk rental, computer, get a new computer, cell phone. Yeah, I mean, you should invest in QuickBooks Online. It's like $10 a month, and send that over to your accountant and they'll know exactly what to write off and everything. If you're not incorporated, you got to get incorporated. If you're not incorporated and you want to get incorporated, get a hold of me, let me know how to do that. So those, just remember, I want you to figure out, what am I bringing home to mama or papa? I want you to know what is your average sale price and what is your percentage of expenses. If you don't have percentage expenses, figure out what is your hard cost expenses, and then we'll figure out the percentage. We'll figure out your goals and stuff like that. Okay, bonus transactions from 2022. So I talked a little bit about this. Grab one and pass it around. We'll pass one around that way. I'll take this to the back of the room. Okay, so on December 2nd, so we were at base camp. We met with this company that does the print marketing for One Lux Corporate. It's called Real Marketing. They're coming in-house on December 2nd. December 3rd is a Wednesday when we have our next interview session. In next one in December. They're not available 1st of November, so they're coming in December. December 2nd, we're probably going to be at Bunker Hills, Kendall's Conference Center, whatever they call it there. So, event center, yeah. So we're going to have a lunch there. It's gonna be at 11:30 on December 2nd. This company's coming in and they're doing a presentation for us, okay? And there's a bunch of different things that they offer and that they do. But one of the things that you're looking at in your hands right there is called their $1 flyer. Now, I'm not going to get into pricing right now because it depends on how big a farm that you've got, how many that you're going to be sending out and everything else. But if you do 500, a farm of 500, and price gets down to $1 a flyer. So basically it's 11 by 17 sheet cardstock, all glossy. There's 3 different templates that they do. So January, April, July, and October is one. Feb, May, August, November is a different one, and March, June, September, December is the 3rd one. So there's just 3 different layouts. The majority of the template looks the same and everything. So everybody's got one that's completely branded to them. Okay. They pull all of the market reports. So once a month, what you're seeing goes out in this really nice looking black big folder, and it gets not hand delivered, but mailed to people that are in your farm. And that's the template that you're looking at. It's the flyer itself, as you open it up, it's got an area like on the front, it's addressed to the homeowner. The inside covers got a spot where it's addressed to the homeowner, and it's got their current market stats for the previous 30 days, and that's going out to the farm for $1 a mailer. Okay, it's gonna be a little more than that if you're only doing a 250 or something like that, but literally it's something for a couple $100 a month that you're investing into a farm. There's nobody in the Twin Cities that's doing this. There's markets throughout the United States that are doing this. This company is really, really big. That's why Realty One Group signed them on. Amy, do you remember Derek's numbers at all? A buddy of mine is one of the brokers out of Realty One Group Premier in Denver, Colorado.
I do.
About 800,000. Lynn, you remember?
Yeah, I do, because he claims that this company like catapulted him into the luxury market, and he closed 13 last year, or year to date this year, 13.
And I think last year was his first year, wasn't it?
Last year was his first year. Yep. Yeah. So 13 from this. I mean, you should have seen his average sales price. Insane.
Yeah. So they are going to come to us and they're going to tell us the neighborhoods that are right for picking. So you can certainly pick your own neighborhood, if you want to pick something that's close to home, neighborhood that's around you and stuff like that, but they're going to be coming to us with predetermined neighborhoods that they're taking a look at. These are the neighborhoods most ready to turn over. They're going to look at neighborhoods by average sale price. We're looking at upper bracket stuff is what we're looking at, because this flyer just exudes One Lux in upper bracket. Okay, 2 separate things. This isn't One Lux. This is just a regular mailer that's available to anybody in any neighborhood. Okay, but these are one thing. Quick, Corey.
Can you combine, work with a lender and share the cost of that?
Absolutely. That's was getting to that. Yeah, definitely. Inspector, lender. Yeah, absolutely. You can share costs in that. And if they're all custom built for you, that's one of the reasons the price is down. The hard part is getting the template built the way that everybody likes it, with the content that you want and everything. And from there, it's all automated. It's all computerized that they do. They did, the numbers are put in and and for the market reports each month, they're put in, they're printed and they're mailed. Amy?
And if we sign with them, it's just us, right? They're
We
not
have
gonna
exclusivity in the Twin Cities market on this. Yeah, absolutely. And they're not coming in saying that there's a minimum that we have to, an age account or anything like that. They're the only talking to our company right here. Yeah.
Is it a?
Well,
monthly
and-
commitment then?
It is about the commitment, yeah. And I'm not getting into dollar amounts because I don't even know myself. They'll go over all that with us, but it can be different for each person. One person, there's gonna be a lot of agents that are gonna elect not to do this.
Can you
Okay.
choose multiple neighborhoods?
Yes, you can, yeah. The thing you gotta remember is it's cheapest when you're doing the same mailer out there. So if you got a different mailer for this neighborhood, a different mailer for that neighborhood, it's gonna be a little bit different. Okay,
So
But-
you're breaking them down to neighborhood or county or city or what are the?
they're getting down into neighborhoods.
Neighborhoods,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've said this, Paul, but to Amy's point, you are also exclusive to the neighborhood, so nobody else can market to that neighborhood. So it's, I mean,
With that.
you pick up that neighborhood, it's yours
Yeah.
with them.
If
Yes,
we,
with them.
as long as we do, you know, what I expect us to be doing, because I'm looking at this as a recruiting piece. We're gonna definitely using them for one Lux also, so I know that. And as long as we can get a handful of agents that, that do it, we'll have the Twin Cities protected. If worst case, because we don't have the South Metro and they go with somebody on the South Metro, but we will have our area protected. So that they won't be doing this for any other agents or brokerages that are out there. Okay, but this is definitely a huge, huge, huge area to increase production and increase your sale price. I mean, just think about adding on $50,000 to your average sale price. You know, and you're running a 3% commission, you know, that's $1,500 a transaction extra in your pocket. That adds up pretty quick, right? Okay, now I want to talk about one Lux. So enough for everybody. All right, so let's talk about one Lux. So our brokerage is now certified with one Lux. On the 22nd, on Friday, there is a all-day one Lux class that's happening. One Lux is so it's called the Luxury Home Institute. So there was a very, very smart agent at one time that went out and started a luxury home institute, and you got to go through 8 hours worth of classroom. Unfortunately, I wish it was CE approved, but it's not. Do we need more of those?
Yeah.
Amy, can we go make some copies for everybody? So Realty One Group, and this actually started with Premier out of Denver, who started the One Lux, and then Realty One Group jumped onto it. So One Lux is the Realty One Group tagline for the luxury. So everything we're going to talk about is One Lux. And so we're going to have minimum production criteria. Okay, so this is something, if you don't qualify today, this is going to be something that you were going to have the ability to work at, you know, and maybe One Lux isn't for you today because you don't qualify, but it certainly could be for you in a year from now. It could be you in 2 years from now. Okay, so here's minimum criteria is that you have to, in the prior 12 months, you might have to have 12 sites, 12 transactions. Okay, so if you got a dual agency, that's 2 sites. You have to have at least closed 12 in the last 12 months. $4.2 million worth of volume, so it's $350,000 average sale price. You have to have at least 3 $550,000 plus home sales in the last 3 years. Okay, you've got to complete the One Lux certification training. Again, they have it on Friday, or you can do it online and purchase it. It's $495. And you can purchase the One Lux certification training. I did it. It's typical online training. You know, it took me 40 hours to finish 8 hours. So I walked away, I got interrupted, and you know what that's like. Okay, so it is kind of nice if you get it all done in one fell swoop and stuff. All right. You have to become an active member of the Luxury Home Marketing Institute. It's $250 annually to be part of the Luxury Home Marketing Institute. They have websites, they have masterminds, they have chat rooms and stuff like that where you can chat on a Facebook page, a number of different things that you get out of the Luxury Home Marketing Institute. It's also a great area to get your name out there for referrals, because there's nobody else in there that I saw from the Twin Cities that's in that. It's in Luxury Home Institute. We're gonna do monthly masterminds on the One Lux, and so you gotta attend at least 75% of the monthly masterminds. You gotta be up to date on Luxury Institute on your annual dues. So that's what's gonna criteria to be One Lux certified, okay? There's a thing called the Certified Home Luxury Marketing, some CHLMS. That is, you get another look, you get the designation that you can put on your email signature, or you get a logo that you can put in your marketing and stuff like that, but it's kind of their upper level criteria, and I did pass that one. You had to have 3 closings in the last 2 years that are at least above the luxury threshold. When you go into the Certified Luxury Home Institute website, you can look at any city, you can look at any county or whatever, hover over, and it'll tell you what the luxury threshold is. Noka County was 607,500. So I had to have 3 houses over 607,500 in the last 2 years in order to qualify for CHLMS. So, and then they actually even got another level above that, and I didn't even get into that yet to figure it out. So that's called Guild. But that's just some things that got out there. So I want to show you, this is kind of cool. So this one is, you click on create new design. This is what we get with One Lux. So these are all digital online marketing templates that are already built out there. Branding, Instagram, Facebook stories, holiday post banners, keep scrolling down. Certificates, they got a listing presentation, magazine ads, web banners, letterheads, digital ads, flyers, print marketing, postcards.
We can't even see it on Zoom.
Oh, why not? Got the wrong share screen. Wrong screen shared.
Bottom left.
Oh, yeah,
I'm at the-
right there. Can you see it now?
It says One Lux. Yep.
Okay, so I'll scroll up again so everybody, those guys can see it.
I'm not sharing again. Where'd everybody go? Hang on. They need to go.
Just
to-
click on that one, yeah. There you go. So scroll back up again so everybody sees it. So these are, yeah, so this is, let's click on, go down, let's do a print marketing. Go to, keep going, print marketing, full page flyer. So they have already pre-built all these different flyers. All you got to do is just put the information and pictures in, but all of this is all available to you when you're on One Lux. So one of the other requirements we're going to have is all following marketing standards must be met for all listings and marketing for listings. So anything that you're going to do that's going to have the One Lux name on it, anything you're going to do in marketing, if you are qualifying, all One Lux Realty One Group Choices logos got to be included, One Lux social media postings, for sale signs, property brochures, farming flyers, brochures, mailers, listing presentation, magazine ads. Everything must have the One Lux logo on there, Realty One Group Choice logo, and basically be utilizing the tools that we got right here. But just really, really, really sweet marketing stuff.
Hey,
And
Paul.
thinking about, yeah.
So is choices threshold or minimum sales price 550 then to use the Lux branding?
To use a One Lux branding with Realty One Group Choice is 550. Yes. If you're going to get into CHLMS, then you got to go above the listing threshold, which would be, which is different for each one. So you might have sold one in Plymouth that qualifies. You might have sold one in Ham Lake that qualifies. You know what I mean? You just got to find out what is that luxury threshold, and you just got to be above that in order to be CHLMS. But One Lux is different than what it is for the Luxury Home Institute. But you got to be part of the Luxury Home Institute in order to get One Lux qualified. Go down to the for sale signs. I gotta go, that's right back. And yeah, open that up. So I'm just waiting for the final proof on mine. Yep. Hanging sign panels. And I think I did, was it this one name?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one right here. So I ordered these. I mean, think about if, you know, in and around our area, you're in Hidden Forest East, you're in the lakes, you're in Woodland Estates. A lot of neighborhoods and stuff like that. When you've got a sign that starts looking like that, and you start sending out those monthly flyers, the postcards that are going out to a neighborhood, are you going to be considered to be the residential luxury expert? And there's no competition out there. So this, the one locks, again, it's not everybody's going to qualify for it, but I'm challenging you guys to get into that. Do that. If you don't qualify for it, work your way up with that flyer, the 2-pager that went out to everybody, and you will be qualified for it in a year. And you're going to be seeing a lot of business that comes out of that. So questions on that? Anybody got any? Sarah, what's your thoughts?
But I don't think here, I don't see hardly anybody in this area marketing
Yeah.
at all.
And you live in Ham Lake,
Yes, there's a lot of.
lot of upper brackets
Yeah.
homes in Ham Lake.
The average income there is so high. Yeah, there's a lot of great.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm
Lake,
excited.
Lakes of Lane is another really good one. You get into Shoreview area, Circle Pines area, there's a lot of really great neighborhoods, and that's what this company is gonna do, is they're gonna find those neighborhoods. And you start farming those neighborhoods. I told the story to everybody about, we're drawing a blank on his name. Lynn, what's his name? The farmers are at my neighborhood.
Matt Wolf.
Mel, yeah.
Matt Wolf, yep.
You get it every single month.
Every month is this white piece of paper, 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And you can tell he's got that old typewriter, you know, he's got that, you can see it. You can see it, you can see, yeah, you can just tell it's an old typewriter that he uses. And it just tells, it's just a one sheet of paper, and it just says, here's what sold in your neighborhood last month. And yeah, if you're interested in getting a free market analysis, let me know. Matt, he signs it. And there's more Matt Wolf signs in my neighborhood than anybody else is out there. I know he sells, I think there's 235 houses in Shadowbrook, and I see 6, 7, 8 a year.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Now step up the game, you know? Now we step up the game on marketing. You know, with your guys' new construction, this is what the brochures look like your property flyers that you're handing out. I mean, step up the game. The sign out front is a 1 sign. Absolutely. That's how we step up our game. That's how we give ourselves a raise, okay? So keep this in mind as you're going through setting your goals. 2022 bonus transactions from business planning. How many transactions are you going to close? What is your average sale price now go to? So figure out how many transactions times what your average sale price is. That's your volume. Figure out what is your average commission, and then you're going to figure out what your GCI is. Sarah?
Do you have an example of one of the social media posts?
Yeah, they're sick. They're awesome.
That's what
Yeah.
I want to see.
Cool.
That's what I'm
You bet.
paying for that. I want to know what.
Dave was asking.
They are, they're literally so cool because I've been seeing it. I follow a ton of offices throughout the country on Instagram. I've been seeing these posts. I'm like, how are they making these? These are so cool. But they got 1 certified months ago, and then they've been using them. So I like copied them kind of in Canva, and I've been sending them to Naya for their 2 new construction ones, but they're so different and they're so just a level up. Like these are Instagram stories. That stories are huge for my generation. We do that all day long versus posts on Instagram. So, I mean, there's so much cool content in there.
Tiffany.
Come over here.
There you are. Hi, Tiffany. Tiffany, what can we do with this? What could we do with this? I mean, just think about what can an open house look like? I talked to you guys, Naya and Alex, when you joined us, and they had did you get an offer in our house yet? That's it.
We have to bring that up.
Okay, I won't bring it up. We'll talk, we'll move on, we'll move on. So they've got a house on Edina that they have flipped and they're trying to sell it. And I came up with some different ideas of things to do, you know, and Edina, get to 50th in France and find out who's the little, there's a distillery around there and bring in some of their drinks and, you know, get some bakery goods from this company, get some charcuterie trade from this company or whatever, support the local economy and have a really big 2-day event. One first day is for the agents, brokers, second day is for the general public and stuff like that. Just some different things like that. But open houses, I mean, so many cool things we could do with that. The social media posts that we can do. Yep, Kate. Go ahead, Kate.
Oh, hey, I don't know if everybody knows, but I was at the other Realty One group, vertical, before I moved over to Choice. And we have an agent there that has really ran with this One Lux brand. His name is Tim Ornell. If you guys want to look him up on social media, he does a ton with it. And he is just absolutely killing it with his sales prices and volume this year. I think he's got like, I don't know, 18 transactions that are already at like 9 million. But it's beautiful and it really plays to sellers' egos very well. Everyone wants to know that they're luxury and I'm pretty excited to get on board with it. But yeah, if you want to check him out, he does a lot.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, there's a lot of people, especially we see that in the lakes area, that are there because of, you know, the stigma of living in the lakes, you know, and live at the lakes and the cars that they drive. I remember back at 07, 08, 09, probably 07 and 08, and you drive through the lakes and you see these houses that they bought for $1.2 million, and there's a brand new Beamer and a brand new Lexus in the garage. You know, I mean, it's very, very important to them. And this plays right up with that. Absolutely. But so much, and that's what we'll be going over on Masterminds and stuff like that. What are some of the things that we can do and in raising the bar? I did a post just as soon as we got certified and stuff like that. And I had so many people reach out to me and go, what is this One Lux? What is it? Tell me about it and stuff like that. They want to know what it was all about. So, you know, you see the Sotheby's out there, you know, and think that, okay, well, Sotheby's is an upscale broker and stuff like that. And they're not, they just got that name, you know. If you look at their agent's production, it's no more than average, but they got a Sotheby's name on it, okay? So we're just gonna look at this and step up our game all the way around. So again, this is different than what we talked about with the first farm marketing mailer. This is something different than that. Again, not everybody's gonna qualify. But it's something, if you don't qualify, I want you to work towards. This is a great thing. If you get even 5 or 6 closings at $750,000 average sale price, okay, compared to average sale prices of $350,000, $340,000 that are in Anoka County right now, right? That's comparable to 10 transactions at an average sale price. So it's a whole different animal. They're a little bit more needy.
Yes.
You got to groom their egos. That's okay. You got to groom their egos. But guess what? They hang out with people that they hang out with. If they're in the Blaine, they belong to the TPC. You're there out shouting your praises. Absolutely. You're going to get a lot of free pro business that comes out of it too. So, all right. Thoughts, questions?
Paul, this is Sharika. I have a question.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, go ahead, Sharika.
It doesn't relate to what we're discussing right now. It's back to the numbers. I'm probably the only person in the office who does not track her numbers right now. And it's just because I started in April.
You're not the only one.
I started in April and I just put my head down and started working. Where is the best place for me? Like, is there something on like One Choice or online where I can start looking up some of these different numbers?
Why don't you come see me on Tuesday in Northeast?
Okay.
Come see me on Tuesday and we'll do it together.
Okay, awesome. Thanks.
You bet. Let me make it easier for you. Yeah, and if you need help with any of that, just holler at me, okay? Underneath my signature, email signature is a Calendly link. You can get right on my schedule. 15, 20 minutes or so is all we need. So, Sarah?
Thank you.
Upper bracket, there's often a different culture. In the One Lux training, do they go through the culture and different things you can do and okay?
They go through.
Okay.
So it's painful. It's
Okay.
painful. It is, I'm trying to remember it. It is ultra wealthy.
Okay.
High ultra wealthy. They have like 4 different categories of them. And I mean, again, this was built by somebody from California, so they just deal with a whole different world than we deal with, you know? But it is really designed for the $1 million plus listings, you know? In our market, I'm trying to step that thing up to 500 to 700-800. If we just step our game up to that and we get this out there and people start knowing us, okay? And that's one of the reasons we don't offer less than 2.7%. We're not a discount broker. We are not. I want to be the opposite of that, right? Raise our game, step up our game. And we get a whole bunch of one lux signs out there on this upper bracket stuff. The phone rings and the phone rings and the phone rings. They want to know who this is. What do you guys think?
I'm excited.
Good. A couple people excited.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, pretty sweet. What about one in Zoom land? Any thoughts from anybody there? Anybody out there? Doesn't sound like it. Okay, so yeah, so everybody knows what they got to do. Get your worksheets going. I'll send out the
I got a
workbook
question.
the first. Go ahead, Jake.
Where do you go to see the minimum price points in different areas?
Luxury Home Institute. Hang on, see if I can find the email. If not, I'll send it to you, but. I'll have to send it to you. I'll send you the link. It's not right on their website. I'll send you the link, Jake.
Awesome,
I'll send
thank
it
you.
out to everybody, so you got it. I'll send it out to everybody, the link.
I
Corey,
just have a quick question. So I did the One Lux certificate training last year.
okay,
So once you do it, are you done? Like,
You're
you
done.
have the certificate
yeah, you just gotta pay the $250 each year
each year?
for
Okay.
renewal. Yeah, once you pass, you got your
Yeah.
certificate designation or whatever, so, yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, so I'll get the workbook out for you the first week of November, so you work on that. Like I said, plan it, book it for the 16th and 17th and 23rd. It's a lot of fun. It's very interactive. It's definitely mastermind, but you really, really, really will walk away with that snapshot and you're gonna be blown away. You're absolutely blown away. I remember that if you want to net $100,000 in your pocket after everything, you need to go on roughly about 1.5 buyer appointments a month and about 1.2 listing appointments a month. That's really what it is to net $100,000 in your pocket. And just breaking it down and getting that mindset, appointments. When you start work on Monday morning, you better be thinking, I need my 2 appointments this week. I need my 2 appointments this week. Where are you going to get your 2 appointments this week? Okay, who can I call? You know, call your vendors, call your sphere, call your friends, relatives, whatever. I need an appointment this week. Get your 2 appointments every single week and you're gonna knock it out of the park in this business, okay? And then we're gonna step it up in here. There's other things we're gonna do besides this. Today, I just wanted to talk about this, but vendors are definitely, we're gonna work that real hard in 2022 also, is our vendor program, because there's a lot of business to be made off our vendor program too. So, okay, cool. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you, Paul.
You're welcome.